Hey guys, it's Tony from the Revolutionary Sports Room podcast here with another video for you. So this one's going to be the start of my picks for the NFL and NCAA football seasons. So we decided to do something kind of fun for you guys where all the guys from the show are going to make picks, as in betting picks, instead of just our picks of who's going to win a football game or not like we do on the show. Where we're going to put out videos. Each of us is going to start with $5,000 and we get to bet that money however we please. Which of course we're not making real bets because it's fake money. It's just for fun with our friends to see who can pick games better when it comes down to betting. And then at the end of the season we'll see who the winner is. Which technically you could see somebody who doesn't bet at all and win the money because everybody else loses everything. So, also in my videos, since I'm the first one to put it out, even though Jerry and Frank said they're working on theirs, I haven't seen it yet, so as far as I know, I'm first. I'm going to explain what some of the terms in sports betting mean. So first off, we have Iowa State game up here. If you notice next to Iowa, it says minus 15, next to Iowa State plus 15, and then there's a minus 110 next to it. Now 15 points is the spread of the game, meaning that at the end of the game, if you bet on Iowa, you take 15 points off their score. And then if that score, after you take away 15 from Iowa's score, is still higher than Iowa State's score for the game, Iowa wins the bet. Same thing for Iowa State, but you add 15 points to their score at the end of the game. That's how the spread works. And they say the spread is so that way no game is an easy pick. The minus 110 that I'm talking about are the odds. In this case, in betting, when you see a minus symbol, that means that's how much money you have to bet to win $100. So in this case, you'd bet $110 to win $100, meaning that if you won the bet, you would get $210 back when you cashed out. That is why they say the house always wins, because the point of a spread is you get even money on both sides. So say you had 10 people betting on Iowa, 10 people betting on Iowa State. Then at the end of the game, they determine who the winner is, and they would only be paying out $210 to each winner, even though they took in, if everybody bet 100, they had taken in $220 per person. So therefore, they got $10 a person. There's a quick $100 for the casino or bookmaker. If you're wondering what happens if the margin of victory is exactly 15 in the favor of Iowa, that's called a push, and that means the casino or bookmaker gets to keep all the money. So if you notice, the casino bookmaker's always winning, and that's why they say the house always wins. So in the case of this game, it's a rivalry game, and Iowa State's been known to pull off some big upsets in the past. Therefore, I'm not liking this 15-point spread, because that means Iowa has to win by 16 points for me to win this bet. Now in a rivalry game, when the spread's over 14 points, which is 2 touchdowns, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the underdog. So in this case, I'm going to be betting $110 on Iowa State. Now the next game we have up here is Virginia Tech at Tennessee. Now Tennessee is not actually the home team in this game because it's a neutral site game at Bristol Motor Speedway, which, yes, it is in the state of Tennessee, not the Bristol in Connecticut where ESPN is located. But as you'll see here, I put ATS. ATS stands for against the spread. And so the spread on this game is 11.5 points. It's 11.5 points. With 11.5 point spread, that means there'll be no push. But as I stated earlier, the house is still always going to get a little chunk of change. Now really an 11.5 point spread, in this case in the favor of Tennessee, I'm not really liking those odds, so I'm not even going to bet on the spread of this game. But here I'm going to go to O/U, or over-under, which that's where you bet on how many total points are scored in the game between the two teams combined. Now in this case, the over-under is 54. With a 54-point spread, and you have Tennessee, who in their last game played Appalachian State, and only managed to score 13, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the under of 54, which, as this is basically an even money bet as they'd call it, it's minus 110 as well for the odds, so I'm going $110 on the under of 45. Now moving over here, I have some NFL games here. And this is what I'm doing. I'm doing what's called a parlay, where you combine multiple picks together to get better odds. So in this case, the teams I have picked are the Texans, Packers, and Colts. Now against the spread, the Texans are favored by 6 against the Bears. The Packers are favored by 5 against the Jags, and the Colts are favored by 3.5 points against the Lions. Over here I have ML, that's money line. So as I said earlier, these are all minus. So minus 250 for the Texans, minus 228 for the Packers, and minus 169 for the Colts. Now in some of these games, I'm questioning whether or not the teams will be able to cover the spread. So I'm not going to bet against the spread. But I do believe they will win the game, so I'm just going to bet against the money line. And with the parlay, because I'm combining all three, so all three teams have to win their games for me to win this bet, I then get odds of plus 187. With the plus in front of it, that means that I bet $100 and I'd win $187. So, if the Texans can beat the Bears, the Packers can beat the Jags, and the Colts can beat the Lions, then I'm going to win $187 on my $100 bet. This has been my first week of picks for the first week of the NFL season and the second week of the NCAA season. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoyed the information on sports betting. And if you don't see Jerry and Frank's video or Joe's video soon, get on their case and tell them to start competing against me so we can actually see who's the best sports bettor among all of us.